Hey everybody, good afternoon or good morning. I don't know which it is when you're watching this video, but I am Cyndi Williams, travel career coach, and I have the funnest guest today, Kristen from Well Deserved Travel. Kristen, my fellow Midwesterner, and I'm a Midwesterner that relocated to Texas, but we have that Midwest bond. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Cyndi?
I'm good. And you just got back from Alaska. So tell me something, tell the audience something we don't know about Alaska that you're dying to share with the world.
Oh, everybody needs to go. Alaska is amazing, beautiful. We did the whole gold rush all the way up into Dawson, into Canada, and it was spectacular. Every inch of the way was, every time we turned a corner, it was even more beautiful than the corner before.
I love it. I've been trying to talk my husband into Alaska for years, and he's like, no. he doesn't see Alaska the way that I see it. And I'm like, we have to go. It's so amazing. We've been sending clients there forever, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, my husband was like, Alaska, and I'm like, we're going. And we're both warm people. You know, we go to beaches, we do the beach thing. And we went in July. It was 80 degrees every day. It was beautiful. We had a little bit of misty rain one morning, but other than that, it was spectacular.
Yes.
So you need to go.
Yes, in summer, high season, of course, you don't want to be there with the snows, but they have the extended days, all that great stuff. And you sent me the funniest picture you tagged me in. Do you remember what it was?
I can't think.
It was it was the state of Alaska, and then it was Texas,
oh, yes.
And it said something like, "Isn't Texas cute? Isn't that cute? They think they're so big." It's like so funny. Oh, I love that so much.
They have that everywhere in Alaska.
Yes.
Yeah, Texas thinks they're so big.
I got news for them. I love it. Well, Kristen, you are a recent graduate of our Careers on Vacation Mastermind. You came to me a few months ago, and just share with everybody kind of like the situation you were in, kind of what we talked through to get you to a better place.
Well, I had joined with a travel agency local, and she basically only gave me passwords. So that's all I had. I didn't know. I've never been in the travel business. I was a banker for a very long time. I'm no longer a banker. I am now a travel agency owner. But she didn't give me how to do this. And, you know, as soon as I saw your information, of course I stalked you, just like we all do. We all stalk Cyndi. And as soon as I did, I just knew that this was the right thing for me.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, you were kind of like in a 50-50 deal, right? In terms of your commission with the agency.
I was in a 50-50 payout, and that was, don't do that. I am now in a much better situation, a much better plan, a much better host. And I know how to, you taught me how to do this.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where, look, if you get into like a situation, you're like, oh, I'm not sure if this is for me. Sometimes you just have to talk it through and bounce it off with someone else in terms of like, is this where I should be? And is this the path for me in terms of really like doing what I want to do in this industry? And for you, it was like, you know, you can work with me, but it's going to be really tough. And, you know, just being honest with you, like getting the return on investment, you're going to get it a whole lot quicker if you're making 80% of your commission or 90% of your commission, and you're on a different type of commission split, right? You're going to have to work 30% harder if you stay in that existing situation. So you decided, hey, I've been in the industry, I've been booking trips. Maybe it is time for me to go out and have my own agency, which is amazing. So talk to me about like where your business was before taking Careers on Vacation program and where you are now.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, I've been on my, you know, graduated from you. It's been like a month and a half, and I have made more money in this month and a half than I did the year and a half I was with the other
Wow, that's amazing. You made more in a month and a half. Let's just let that resonate for a second than you did in a year and a half with the other agency.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Crazy. It's crazy. And my business is just, I mean, I'm booking trips every day. Every day my husband's like, oh, what'd you do today? I'm like, oh, well, I'm sending somebody to Jamaica and we're going to Hawaii and we're doing this, and we're doing that. And he's like, oh, this was the best decision that we've ever made, was for you to do this.
Oh,
so
that's
I'm
awesome.
very thankful, very thankful for you.
I love it. And it's one of those things where, my job as a mentor, I always say, is to try to make you the most amount of money in the least amount of time. So I'm going to give you this roadmap. Yeah. And to show you how to do this. It's so great when you guys come back and you're like, not only did I make my investment, I made more in a month and a half than I did in a year and a half. What would you pay? Like, just for people out there in the world, whether it's whatever job or industry that you're in, to go, hey, if I could have that same productivity that it took me a year and a half to do, to condense it down to 6 weeks, what is that worth to you in terms of turning your business around? That's amazing. So what would you say, Kristen, has been like your biggest win or celebration? Is it that productivity, or is it something else?
It's the productivity, but it's the confidence. It's the knowledge that I have now. You gave me the roadmap, and if you follow the roadmap, you will succeed. If you don't put any effort in, you're not going to do anything. But with the effort, you will, and you follow the plan, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. And it's, you can have results or excuses, but you can't have both. That's one of my favorite sayings. But when you have that, it's very overwhelming, right? Like, you had already been booking trips. You were a travel agent. You had been doing that kind of at a light level, right?
Right.
But how long do you think it would take you to figure out, like, all the marketing, all the automation, all the things we teach in the program? If you had to do it on your own, what would that process have looked like for you in opening, your own awesome agency?
That it would take months and months and months of full-time and then some. It would be 40, 50, 60. And I did all of this working only maybe 20, 25 hours in my business. So I'm just now cutting back I have a part-time job. So I'm cutting back on that to now just 2 days a week, so I can focus more, because if I can do this working part-time, just barely, imagine what is going to happen.
Yeah. And doesn't that feel good? You're like, okay, if I had you've done that, you did a year and a half's worth of work in 6 weeks, and you still had another part-time job. So now you're like, okay, if I did that, imagine if all I have to do is expand my focus, time, energy. Oh my gosh, can I double that in the next 6 weeks? And on after that. What an amazing feeling, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So you talked about confidence, and I love that, because a lot of our program, we tie in a lot of mindset work, how to think like an entrepreneur, how to really get crystal clear on what you want and what you want your business to look like in terms of going forward. So what did the mindset work in the program do for you?
Oh, it's amazing, because you have to stay focused. You have to tell yourself, you're the one that's going to do this. There's so much negativity out there. And, you just have to, in the morning, you do your dailies, you just tell yourself that you're knowledgeable, you're motivated, you can succeed, you are a rock star, you can do this. And once you get in that mindset, it just happens for you. It just keeps coming in.
It does. It starts to unfold. And I think working with the other people in the program, some of them are new, some of them are already running huge teams and huge businesses. So you get to kind of interact and see, okay, I'm working with people that are at where I want to be someday, right? And then you're in the middle, and then you have the newbies that, you're inspiring as well. But I love that, because if you get the mindset piece right, it doesn't just like help you launch and supersize this amazing travel business. Of course, that's the goal. That's why we're all here. But if you get it right and you know how to use those tools and resources, you can do anything in life that you want to do, period.
anything. You know, I've brought this into, you know, my husband and his job, and my kids. I got one that's in college, one that's in flight school, one that's finally working at a full-time job, and you know, it's positive. Stay positive.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely. Introduce your kids to it
absolutely.
early. I'm always impressed with what my kids come back with, because my son, he's all like, I want to do comic books, and we got him an iPad, and for his birthday a couple days ago, literally within like 2 days, he had an entire like trailer for a movie built, and I'm like, you're 9, like you just turned 9, like how? And he's like, he already has plans for his movie, you know. So it's one of those things where it's so critical to and especially because we work by ourselves most of the time, so keeping yourself in that high motivated and expecting the abundance to come in, and making sure, yes, you're going to have the tools, processes, and you're armed with the techniques on how do you market in this industry, how do you automate, how do you do all those things that you have to do if you want to get to that 6 figures and beyond. But beyond that, none of it will really cohesively come together unless you believe you're deserving and worthy, right? And you're in that place where, you know, I've seen someone else have that success. I've seen, you know, you've interacted, and I'm always like, if someone else can do it, I can do it, right?
That's me.
I love it. I love it. And you shared something before we got on the call, which I love, because for those of you guys that follow the feed, or you binge watch Cyndi, like Kristen said, go to YouTube. There's hundreds of videos on there. Yeah, knock yourself out. But for those of you who follow me on any of our social media platforms, you know my dad's been in the ICU over the past couple weeks. He's home now, but he had 2 surgeries. So he had a blood clot removed, and he had a pacemaker surgery. And Kristen and I were talking about, you know, just that, hey, hanging around in the ICU will really give you some perspective. And if not now, when? Like when? And I have a whole another video out there. I won't go into all that, but my mom was very sickly as a child. So I learned at an early age, like, you don't wait to live your dreams, like, because tomorrow's not promised. And, what's your whole take on that? Share with me how you feel about that, since it's been such a hot topic on the sites.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I lost my dad 2.5 years ago, and my mom 1.5 years ago. And I lost my dad, but I still have my mom. But once I lost my mom, I thought, you know what? Life is too short. Grab it and go and do it. There's no, at least you tried. You don't have that what if. Just go for it and do it, because as you said, tomorrow's not promised, and enjoy it today.
Absolutely. Like, and don't make your someday no day.
You're right.
Like, if you really are passionate about wanting to run a travel business, or passionate about taking your business to the next level, what are you waiting for? You're the CEO. All you have to do is make a decision. You're one decision away from a new life, which brings me to my kind of final question, because I'm going to talk some personal stuff, but kind of last question in regards to the program. What would you say to that person who's like sitting on the fence? They've been binge watching, and they're hanging out in the shadows. They're like, should I pull the trigger? What would you say to that person?
Just do it. Just do it. You know, it's gonna, if you're serious about your business, and you're serious about the investment in you, in yourself, do it, because it's worth every penny and then some.
I love it. Thank you, Kristen. That's so awesome. And you guys know me, like, I'm super easy to work with, but I do require, like, if you're serious, you have to be serious, right? But if you're serious, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves, like, let me show up and let's get some magic happening. So what are your, like, plans over the next 4th quarter? Talk to me about, like, so well-deserved travel. First of all, I want to say your branding turned out super cute. We're going to show everyone your logo and link your info below. So go follow Kristen. She's amazing. But what are your plans coming up for the next quarter? Now that you've sold 1.5 years worth of in 6 weeks, you could probably just go hang out on a beach. But I know you're super motivated to, like, do more. So what's coming for you?
Well, I have 6 trips cooking right now. I have a group of 30 for a princess cruise to Hawaii. There's going to be, I believe, 32 people on that trip. So I'm working on that. I'm working on another a trip of 10 friends to go to Jamaica. So I'm doing that. But I have a Switzerland trip that I'm working on. So I have a lot that's going on, and I get calls every single day.
Yes.
I know.
I love that. You have so much in the cooker, which is nice because you're working on everything, but the calls every day, were you having calls every day under your other agency?
No,
Yeah.
not at all. And, it's not even friends and family, because friends and family are hard.
The worst.
The worst. They really are.
We love you. We love you guys. If you're watching the video, we love you, but no, we cannot get you free travel or, deals outside of it. We're doing a great job for you, but yes, they require a lot more attention and expect a little bit more for sure.
I am going to do my first promotion with Disney for Christmas. I'm going to try and get some sort of just some information out there, how they could do this, how they could go to Disney for the the Merry Mickey Christmas.
Yeah, the holiday time frame. Mickey's very Christmas. Yep.
And then I'm just started the process to get a group together to go on spring break.
Yeah.
And that's going to go to Jamaica, because I've been booking a lot of trips to Jamaica, so I need to get there. So I'm going to get a trip together. We're all going.
I love it. I love it so much. So you're traveling, you have all these trips in the cooker, and you know how to market now, right? Yeah. So your marketing plan, the reason you're getting calls every day who aren't friends and family, and that's what I'm going to ask. I'm going to look in the camera right now. Y'all who are out there, what would you do or pay to have calls coming in every day that aren't your friends and family? Let's just pause on that a second, because it's so hard. They can't believe it when it happens. They're like, we had another one post last week, and she's like, I'm getting calls every day that aren't friends and family. I can't believe it. So it's a beautiful thing, because that's how you build your client base, but how to. I had a post yesterday, and I said, look, if you aren't planning for first quarter of 2019, you're too late. You need to do it right now. Now is the time. So, having that whole process of doing your marketing a quarter at a time and knowing what to do and what to post. So I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for the future of well-deserved travel. You are just blowing up. I love it.
I do too.
I know. It's amazing. Well, Kristen, it has been so fun to work with you. One, because I just remember our first phone call, and you were from the Midwest, and we just hit it off like you were just an old friend from forever. So I'm going to be your cheerleader for life, number one.
Thank you.
I think you're coming out to visit me in Austin at some point.
I am. I'm hoping to get down to Austin in November. Nice. I have a lot of stuff going right now, so I have to kind of penciled in right now. So
yes, for sure. Well, whenever you guys, I do the VIP days and all that good stuff for our prior, so we can, blast out your plan for next year and supersize again. But congratulations to you on all your amazing success. You put in the work, you showed up for yourself, and now you're sitting back and reaping the rewards, and you have this new, beautiful business. And not only that, you know how to do this again and again, so you can have that same 6 weeks. I was doing the math on that, 6 weeks divided by a year, you can put 5 years worth of productivity in 1 year now.
Busy.
I love it. I love it so much. Well, I love you, and I've loved working with you. So thank you so much for spending time with us today. And listen, guys, if you're watching this video and you're like, I want to be like Kristen, I want to do a year and a half worth of stuff in 6 weeks. Or if you're struggling, or you're brand new, and you're like, I have no idea how to start a travel business, and you want to do it right from the beginning, then reach out to us at Careers on Vacation. If you're struggling, or just you kind of have a hobby travel business on your hands, but you want to supersize and understand how to leverage marketing, understand how to automate, understand how to take your business to the next level, reach out to us at Careers on Vacation. I'm going to put the link down below or up in the post or somewhere around here. We have a couple slots left for our fall enrollment. We've sold out every month this year, every month. So fall, kids are back to school, now's the time. So yeah, well, Kristen, thanks again for joining us today, and everyone go follow Kristen's stuff.
Hey, thank you.
Yes.